What's going on, partner? Hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. But it's work time as usual. It's this camera for y'all. Y'all gonna get to see some of my Forza 6 game designs, which they're a lot more easier to make. But we got some news out of Snowden interview from Moscow, Russia. And be sure to like and subscribe and share. Oh, and by the way, the anonymous is boss. That's a girl that's doing that, and we need more reporters out there. She decided to put a YouTube channel out there. So thank you to that, because I can't do it all. I mean, I can't. Been trying, but I can't do it all, guys. I mean, do the best I can, right? Let me turn this down a little bit. All right. Here we go with the interview. Enjoy, guys. The guy that I've been working with for 3 or 4 years now is going to speak out. Enjoy. Then again, he just said nothing. Whoa, what's going on here? In the world? Did they mess him up? Ain't that something? They scrambled his video. It sounds like a... I really don't know what it sounds like, but they really did. They scrambled his video, guys. Golly. Here's another one. This isn't scrambled. I hope not. Let's check.
We're here in a hotel room in Moscow.
Latest interview, Russia, Donald Trump, pardon. Okay, this is new too, but it's not him talking. It's going to be an interview with him with, looks like, some reporter. So, which I want y'all to learn a little bit what I've been following. And I've been really big. I've been sponging off of him. I'm pretty much like a speaker to them because there's not that many truthers out there left. And they're actually getting hammered. That's why I'm having to do gaming. But enjoy, guys. And looks like Katie Couric. But I never expected that one. Alright, guys. Enjoy. And enjoy the game designs.
We're here in a hotel room in Moscow, not your home. No reporters have interviewed you in person at home. Why is that?
Well, given my situation, right, I'm kind of in a, shall we say, less stable environment than most people are. I don't like to bring people to my home because I don't know who they are, who's coming with them, and we have to remember that technically my government, right or wrong, considers me to be a fugitive in exile, right? There's still technically a manhunt that's following me around wherever I go. So I don't really want to make life any easier for people who are trying to silence me.
Do you think U.S. officials know where you live? Know where you are?
I think they have a general idea at this point. You know, after 3 years, if they can't figure it out, they're probably not doing their job very well. But I don't think they know specifically where I am. I'm pretty careful.
Do you
but
move
I could be
around?
wrong.
Do you move around from apartment to apartment, or do you stay
I'm
in one
not like
place?
on the Underground Railroad or anything like that. I just try to live a careful and quiet, kind of humble life, and I don't want to be uprooted by publicity and reporters outside my home. Definitely not agents outside my home.
Do you live in Russian government housing?
No.
How do you afford your rent?
I speak a number of different places. I've been incredibly fortunate to enjoy as much support as I have. When I came forward, I expected to be entirely alone. I didn't really have a plan for the day after. My only focus was working with the journalists to get the truth of what was going on in violation of the law back into public hands. So I've really had to sort of build the airplane as it's falling. But we've reached a point where actually we're flying.
Can you walk around freely the streets of Moscow and not be recognized?
I walked here.
Are you ever recognized?
I am sometimes. It's funny, actually. If I walk out on the street, people have no idea who I am. If I walk into a computer store, everyone in the store will immediately.
By the way, enjoy my Pepsi car that I created. Jeff Gordon used to drive. Holly, what's up, Holly? Happy Halloween. Happy Thanksgiving. Good grief, we just had Halloween. I feel like, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the cars and listen to one of my guys that I've been working with, Edward Snowden, XA. Yeah, laugh again, because Christmas is here.
They recognize me. I think it's one of those things like the way your brain catches on to the association.
It's been more than 3 years since you arrived in Moscow. If you could use one word to describe those 3 years, what would it be?
Surprising. I think most Americans, particularly ones who, like myself, worked for the CIA, the NSA, they have a very particular view of Russia.
Yep.
I was terrified to come here because I didn't expect to stay, and I got trapped. But since I've been here, I've been very successful, actually, in avoiding government entanglements. I was really afraid that they were going to pressure me, they were going to follow me around. And of course, I've said before in sworn testimony that they did try in the airport. But I had a journalist with me, and I gave them the stiff arm, and I said, look, guys, I don't have any information, I don't have any documents, I'm not going to cooperate. And surprisingly, I think due to the political complexities of the situation, they had a choice. They went, we can either try to lean on this guy, right? Or we can leave him alone, and for once, maybe Russia will get some good PR out of this. Now, I think the most surprising part of this is not the fact that the government has left me alone for the most part, but the fact that Russia is not this disastrous and sad place. They have very troubled politics, as many countries do. And there are a lot of reforms that I feel, as an American, desperately need to be made. But it's a beautiful country. And the regular people who are going about their lives every day want the same things that we as Americans do.
Hey, Ronnie, this is the guy that I've been speaking for the last 3 or 4 years now. This is Edward Snowden, ex-NSA, that's in Moscow, Russia. And he's saying that Russia and Moscow is not the guys. It's, well, our government. So y'all need to know that your government is trying to take your guns because they've been bought out by the 13 world banks. And it's coming very, very soon, guys. Very, very soon. Pelosi and Schumer is trying to kill Trump. We just heard that from Anonymous. If you go to my last video, Anonymous is there giving out the video. And be honest with you, you might want to check it out because that could be the plan, folks. George Soros is involved, Schumer and Pelosi, like we were predicting. And guys, all the shares and the likes and subscribers, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Even Edward Snowden, he's saying thank you, because if it weren't for you and me and all the others, we wouldn't be here right now. And he's the one that told me to go to gaming to give out the real news. And it's working. He's right. He knows the shortcuts. Nobody else does. I'm telling you, you can say goodbye to Marfugel. You can say goodbye to all the truthers. Every one of them. They're about to disappear into thin air. I'll be the last one standing, like I've been saying for the last 7 months.
It seems like that should be obvious, but for me, and I think many others, it really wasn't.
A lot has changed since you've been here, and as you know, we have a new president-elect. What do you think of Donald Trump?
I try not to. But I think we all have to. This is...
Did you hear what Edward Snowden said? He tried not to, but he has to. You see him coming from? He's trying to tell you that this is all fake. Your president's fake. All your presidents are fake. He's about to tell y'all the whole shebang. What I've been telling y'all, I'm letting you hear it out of his mouth. Because some of y'all are still asleep and under a freaking rock or under a log looking for a freaking alligator. I'm not sure which. Andrew, hope you're amazing. Huh? Hope you're amazing. As always. Well, that's what she said. My girl for 17 years. Thank you. It makes me feel good that I hear that from y'all, because I want to be honest with you guys. I wouldn't be here if I wouldn't be here. But I can't see your likes. I can't see your subscribers. I've got a one of them Go cameras, and I can't see none of that stuff. I'm not doing it like everybody else is. I'm doing it old-fashioned, and it's not about what the video looks like. It's all about what we're saying, and that's more important than anything. What's up, Paul? What's up, Paul? I can see all of y'all's views at the end and comments afterwards, and I can see your comments there, but they don't give me. I'll be honest with you. I should have told you this a long time ago. I can't see y'all's comments down below. I've got people watching for me and everything, but and I've got a couple of people working with me and everything, checking all the comments down there. If they're good, they're good. If they're not, they're not. If they're good, they're going to keep them. If they're not, they're going to report them. And I'm not, my hands are tied now. We want to keep this channel, and if you keep on putting out the wrong stuff or the hate and everything, they're just going to delete you, block you, and kick you off, because they could care less if you're here or not. And be honest with you, they're reporting you to the NSA. So just thought you might want to know that. You decide what you want to do. You either think with your brain or think with something else. Just that's up to you. You decide what you want to do. I'm working on Thanksgiving. This is my second video, and I thought y'all would like that. Give y'all something different on a different venue this time. And I've made a lot of cars. I've been working hard for y'all guys. I work, listen to the news, see if it's real, and then I get the emails from the advisors, and then whammo, I bring it to y'all while I'm working on the cars. I'm listening or doing that. So I'm doing like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 things at the same time to get y'all going. So can't see your likes, can't see your dislikes. Could care less if you dislike my video. I'm not getting paid for that. I'm getting paid for getting the news out there, the real news. The ones that is disliking, like my advisors is saying, you're pedophiles and you're Antifa and you're anti-American. And that's what we're looking at. And every time you're disliking the video, we know who we're going to go to war against, because we already know where they're at. So just thought you might want to know that.
This really feels like a year in which everybody was wrong about everything. So many people had predictions, so many people had ideas. And I think most Americans, whether they worked in the press, whether they were ordinary people, simply could not imagine we would be where we are today. And yet here we are. Now, the reason I say I try not to think about Donald Trump is that we shouldn't be focusing on people. We should be focusing on the directions, the impacts, the policies that this will lead to. Presidents come and go, policies stay.
He's right.
The executive director of Human Rights Watch, Ken Roth, said just a few days ago that he thinks we're seeing the rise of a new kind of leader in different countries around the world. more authoritarian leader who sees right not necessarily as a good thing, but as a barrier to implementing the will of the majority. But from my perspective, and I believe this is a fundamentally American idea, this is what rights are for. Rights are the only thing that stands between decades and centuries of democratic progress and one election that changes everything and leads to, rather than an enlightened society, a tyranny of the majority. Now, that's not to say what's coming, but when we have all three branches of government suddenly captured and controlled by a single party, that is a moment of systemic risk. And we need to think about what that means could be coming, what the risks are, and what we can do as citizens, how we can be more active in ensuring the country that we've built over so many years continues to be built in the right way. I think tomorrow is very uncertain.
I agree.
Right now.
I agree.
But we shouldn't be afraid of that. We should recognize that. We should prepare for that.
Mm-hmm. Don't
be afraid. Be ready.
I've been trying to tell you all that, and now the big man is telling you how to prepare or not. My virtual box is not passing audio. Be back shortly. If that's not working, back in and back out. It happens every once in a while, okay? Appreciate it, man. The situation with the volcanoes and everything, they're going to get worse as Wormwood gets closer, folks. As Wormwood is going to be here until December the 20th. That's how bad the weather's going to be. That's why we got 3 big, gigantic storms coming from the West Coast. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. You better get ready. You better get ready for the worst snowstorm you've ever seen. I'm just giving you heads up. I've been telling you everything. I've been ahead of the game. I've been trying to save your life. And the only way you're not saving your own life is because half of you are sharing and half of you are not. And there, your game is over. And that's all I can say. That's all I can say. The New World Order has a plan, and they want to kill the ones that's disliking people. And that's about it. I don't know how to explain it. I feel good about this. I really do. And I know I didn't get to share this on Facebook because my video came on out of nowhere. But I will tell you this. When I share this on Facebook in a minute, I'll get a lot of likes and a lot of shares and a lot of subscribers, because it always works that way when I share it to 5 of my Facebooks. Just thought y'all want to know that, folks. I've got people that cares and wants to share and work together as a team. If you don't, China is going to kick your ass. No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It's sharing on 5 of my Facebooks, and so as others are sharing it. I don't want to hear it. I've already figured out where you're from. You're Matt Jennifer's bitch. So you can stay away from me. You're the one that's been hitting the dislike and like button. Get away from me, man. Get out of here. I'm not playing with you no more. Bye. I know who you are. We're going to lose this bitch, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of the haters and the trollers, and they're gone. I'm like Nick Saban. If you want to believe into the fake news, you'll be buried and gone, I said. Buried and gone. You want to come back? Don't say a one word about you can't subscribe or can't share or like or anything like that. Because I'm not here for your stupidity, lady. You're probably not even a lady. You're probably Matt Genovese on another account. Do you know why? Do you know why? You're not from Canada. We've already checked you out, lady. You're the one that's been disliking our videos. You're from Detroit, Michigan. And you're Matt Genovese's wife, or you're Matt Genovese, one or the other. That's how good I am. Do you realize who I'm on, whose side I'm on? Ex-NSA that hacks everybody. Edward Snowden knows where you're at. Run.
What worries you the most about a Trump presidency?
The main things that I would be concerned about are policies that aren't pursuing a positive vision. They're not thinking about what America is really about and how to improve it, but how to retaliate against a small group, a vulnerable population, a particular class. To me, like particularly American directions to be heading. Now, this is not to say that I don't want this president or any of the president to be successful. In fact, I want every president to be successful in building a better America. But we need to make sure that that's what's happening. And we can't trust.
Oh yeah, I found this out. Stony Stone and Genevieve is good friends. Tell Stony Stone I said, hey, he's going to be in a prison. And tell him don't drop the soap because I believe they're going to fuck him in the ass.
That will happen. We can't wait for somebody to do that. If we want to be in a better America, we have to do it ourselves.
Right before the election, you tweeted, quote, there may never be for election in which to vote for a third option.
Yeah.
Any regrets about that tweet?
You know, this is one of those things where I said, everybody's been wrong. I was referencing the New York Times front page when I made that tweet where they said Hillary Clinton had a 93% chance of winning the election. And I believed the statistics. I was certain she had this in the bag. And because of that, it seemed like everything was open. The possibilities that were there. The election wasn't even really an election. I was wrong. Do I regret that? I don't think I regret trusting the statistics were right. Because I think, particularly when we're focused on scientific methods of polling, we need to be able to recognize that experts have...
See, we're trying to protect you while your husband or you are trolling people on a kid's game. Matt, former Marine, we're going to lose. Yeah. No, we're not. Part is, I feel sorry for you and your kid because you have been watched, you are being watched, and you've been watched for the last 4 years for asking to have sex with a little kid. We remember what you said. You asked for a number from your spank bank. Did you realize, Shebel, you stupid idiot? You're ignorant. You're ignorant. You're ignorant. And you say you're a Marine? You want to be honest with you right now? You're a piece of shit Marine. I'd spit in your fucking face and hit you right in the fucking bald head you got. You pedophile.
Information. They're using methods, and this should be reliable. We should take this into account.
Before the election, as you know, the DNC and the Clinton campaign were both hacked. U.S. intelligence officials, including the head of Homeland Security, have said they believe only Russia's senior-most officials could have authorized those hacks. Do you think Russia was behind those hacks?
No.
I don't know. But as somebody who worked in intelligence, I certainly think it's...
No. It wasn't them. It was China and ICANN. George Soros owns all the machines. I'm going to say this one more time. Your vote never counted. It even shows it on The Simpsons since the 90s, folks. So you really think your vote counts? No. It's a, how do you say this? It's like an illusion. You are living in an illusion. My cousin, DJ, told me this tonight. He said, I don't believe in politics. He said, we're the pieces of a chessboard. And he's right. We are. And if you think, you really live in America? No, you live in Babylon. You never lived in America. It was never America. It was Babylon, folks. That's what you don't understand. That's what you don't understand. The stupid idiot BP Earthwatch that got kicked off, he said we live in America. The world is a stage. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Thank you. And we are the best in the world to take their freaking curtain and strip it down and give everybody the real news. And that's what we're going to do. And if these bullies and these trollers think they got to win, no, Jack. No, Jack. One guy said I was never going to find him. Gomez, 12345678890. He was a Mexican. I was playing with him. I told him he was from San Diego, California. I said, all right, you're the next Rey Mysterio. He said, I'm not in California, but if you find me, I'll bake you some cookies. I said, I'll bake you some cookies and we'll bring them to you. We kicked his YouTube channel off. You know, go check it out. Gomez hasn't been on there in 5 years. His channel is gone. We took his PayPal. We took his Patreon. We took everything from him because he wanted to have sex with a kid. Get this. Get this. We had an undercover cop in the room in NASCAR in Daytona. Get this. You ready for this? It was a woman cop. And he called her out. Didn't even realize who it was. Guys, if you're online playing on gaming, you might want to watch your mouth because you never know who you're talking to. Because I have been a nightmare to all the trollers and bullies and sexual harassment and threats for a long time. And now we have an army, and we got an army for one person. We started this for one person. Her name is Amanda Todd. Look her up. Y'all bullied her. You really think the government was going to save you? You really think the government was going to stop the bullying? No, we're the ones that's stopping it. We're the ones that's bringing them down. What do you think Alex Jones is gone for? He was bullying too many people. He's gone, guys. He's gone. Who do you think got bullied? Captain Winning. What about Captain Winning, guys? Since the trollers wants to come in here and play games, somebody's telling me that they're playing games with a dislike and like button. Keep on, man. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Dustin is going down. Yeah. Even Country Boy. Hey, Country Boy. Hey, Jason. You still in Ohio? Columbus, Ohio? Huh? What's wrong, man? Did you disappear? I found out where you live. I know your wife. I know your kids. I know everything now. I know the dogs. All you had to do is friend me. I gave the information to NSA. The NSA gave me the damn information. Do you realize how much partying I can do with you, buddy? With your little cowboy hat. Skinny dude. I'm calling out the people that's fucking with us. We still got Jim Toom out there. What kind of name is that? Jim Toom. Looks like Carrot Top. I'm going to scare the hell out of you. Captain Winning and mistakes were made. All them disappeared because of me. Gomez. Dominic White. All of them. Captain Winning's from Conyers, Georgia. Did you know that? His name was Elliot Walker. He's dead. he didn't make it in prison because he wanted to have sex with a little girl. See, the thing is, we got people in the inside at the prison too, that if you mess with kids, you're dead. So you decide what you want to do, gamers. Hey, old men that can't even get it up no more, but you gotta have sex with kids. I'm your worst nightmare. Somebody laughed at me on YouTube and said that I can't knock down 20 people or 12,000 people in the last 8 years. Well, I'm calling them out. Robert Wild, I know where you're at, Syndical Burns. We're here. Run. Virginia boy. Let's get back to work because I've got other things to do while you're going to sit here and play games. Every person that calls out and everybody wants to play with my channel, I'm going to put out your address, your name, and everything. The girl that's running the Anonymous doesn't give a flying fuck about the channel. She's going to put your address, your face, and your family on there. You keep on messing with me. That's what she told me to tell you. That's Miss Anonymous to you. And she's going to make you her bitch. We are Anonymous. Expect us.
Possible. They definitely have the capabilities. And there is, I think, a broad consensus among U.S. intelligence officials, at least, as has been sort of promoted in the news, that Russia did have some responsibility behind this. But what bothers me about this kind of conversation is that the last time there was a significant hack that affected the United States that we believed had an association to a nation state, it was the Sony hack, which we said North Korea was behind. The FBI immediately released evidence that they believed proved that they...
It was not North Korea that was behind that. Found out who was behind that. And I don't know if he's going to tell you, but I am, because I'm not scared. The North Korea hack that was happening in 2014. My face is on fucking on Facebook, pussy. You're the one that's a pussy. Come back to my channel one more time and I'm going to put your address and your name and your face all over God's green earth. You got me? That's what I thought. Run. I'm not playing, dude. Yeah, no kidding. He can't even spell. How much have you been drinking tonight? Huh? We know who you are. The man from Florida. Andrew Collins. Nice to meet you, fat boy. You back? You want some more? Huh? You out there close to David? Sideways? David Pate? See how good I am tonight? I already knew who you was because I've been getting advisors telling me who you are. Go back and play your NASCAR game. Oh, that's right. You can't afford the new NASCAR game, so you got to go to NASCAR 15 and have servers anymore because of me. No more paint booth because of me. I told him to shut it down. You didn't know how to make any... You can't do anything, man. You couldn't make anything. Only thing you wanted to make is disgusting cars. And we didn't want that no more. So we gave the information to NASCAR. And NASCAR said they didn't realize what was going on. They know now. Now you got to run a game like it is on NASCAR Heat 3. Your fault. Your fault. You wanted China rules and you got them. You didn't want to respect anybody in America You wanted to fight with everybody that was in America because you either are on drugs and likes to hit women and stuff like that. You've probably been in jail. And you're an Alabama fan? That's what it shows on your Facebook. You're an Alabama fan? You're a disgrace for Alabama fan, fat boy. Anybody else wants to play tonight? I am the game and you don't want to play me.
We haven't seen that here. And I think if we're going to have this conversation, it should be evidence-based.
Other than the fact that they've said complimentary things about each other, why do you think Vladimir Putin would want Donald Trump to be president? Or did he simply abhor the possibility of Hillary Clinton in that role?
I think it came down to the idea generally, right or wrong, that Hillary Clinton had a very clear set of policies that Russians would consider to be anti-Russian. Donald Trump's policies, no one has any idea what.
We already know who Donald Trump's policies are. She's with Clinton. Trump is with Clinton. They wanted to get rich together. That's why you haven't seen the Clinton show yet. And you're not going to. Maybe a fake news story. Oh, breaking news. Oh, we find her guilty. And then you don't ever see her again, but underground. Just like, how about the owner of Subway? Where did he go, guys? I know where he went. He's not in prison no more. He's actually underground, and he's already had a surgery. He don't even look himself no more. That's how they do it. They got the money so they can disappear out of thin air. Just thought you might want to know that, folks. It was all a storyline. Everything was a storyline to let you know that pedophilia was coming. It's just a sign, guys. You need to wake up, folks. I'm in a good mood. I'm working hard. Been thinking about Katrinka, but I think she's in heaven eating a turkey herself. But I'll be there for her one day. But right now I'm here for y'all, the ones that do care, the ones that's real and not the fake ones. Anybody who comes at me and says they can't share, you're full of it. You're full of it. Because everybody on my Facebook is sharing. Don't even start that shit. I've got friends in Canada that shares. Do you realize how many people I got on my Facebooks? I can't even count them. 5 Facebooks, you count that.
They are. No one has any idea what they mean. Even for him himself, it seems. They change quite frequently, sometimes within the space of weeks, sometimes within the space of days. And they may have preferred uncertainty to certainty.
The DNC and the Clinton campaign emails were obtained by WikiLeaks. I'm just curious, how do you feel about Julian Assange and his wholesale dumping of these emails?
They had a very different policy than I followed in my work with journalists. But they have taken a position, they sort of embody a belief, that the only way they can prove the authenticity of these documents is to release them in what they call a pristine, untampered condition. From my perspective, I was in a very different position because, of course, this was not an anonymous leak. I came out behind them. I said, these are from the NSA, this is who I am. And immediately we knew they were real because the government came after me with many charges and threatened to put me in prison for the rest of my life. But I felt that this was a risk worth taking for me because there would be no question as to the authenticity of the documents, which gave me room to instead focus on how can this information be revealed in the most responsible way to fully mitigate any potential, actual, or theoretical risks that could come as a result of this journalism. And I'm very proud of the way that we did that, and I'm very comfortable with the decisions that we made.
Let's talk about your pardon now. The Pardon Snowden campaign launched in September, led by backers like George Soros, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, the ACLU. What do you think your chances are that President Obama will in fact pardon you?
Well, I'm not counting on it, and this is the key here. The possibility for a pardon, it seems to every expert who's looked at this issue, has never been more likely.
He knew he wasn't going to get a pardon by Barack Hussein Obama, because Barack Hussein Obama is not even the president, or Trump. It's the 13 world banks, and I'm going to keep on saying that, guys. I'm going to keep on saying that. Y'all think about that. Did I put that same guy in there? Holy crap, same car?
And this is a surprise to myself more than anyone else, I think.
Why do you say that?
Well, just a few days ago, we had 15 members of the church committee. Most people may not remember what they are, but in the 1970s, the intelligence organizations went through the greatest period of oversight of their history. They sort of pulled up the blankets and looked at what was happening at the CIA, the NSA, the FBI. They were writing letters to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., saying that they had tapes of what he had done in hotel rooms, and if he didn't commit suicide, they were going to release them and destroy his reputation. They were secretly administering psychedelic drugs to college students to see the impacts they would have. They were engaging in assassination operations that were American and international law.
Lindsay, this is your car I made for you. I don't know if you remember it or not. My boss, Lindsay Poor, not the other Lindsay. I know I got more than one Lindsay that I work with, but this one is Lindsay Poor, the one that I sit for. Used to sit for, whatever. Maybe sitting again for.
All kinds of crazy things. These individuals who are experts in what's going on in intelligence at the classified level, who worked for the government, right? These aren't sort of hippie reformers or anything like that. They argued that President Obama should seriously consider leniency in this case. They said that this case has caused far more benefits to American society, which I think is uncontroversial at this point, than any claimed harms for which we've never seen evidence.
If you had 1 minute to make your case face-to-face to President Obama, what would you say to convince him to pardon you?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
I would respectfully say to the president, I understand you have an incredibly difficult job. No one wants to be a whistleblower. This is something that's hard to do. It's hard enough to stand up to a bully in your life, to your boss.
It's not hard for me to stand up for the ones that's taken our freedom and lied to us. I don't care. Like, I stand out right in front of a freaking bullet. I'm not scared of them. I'm not. And I think that's why they're not messing with me. I've got so many people around me.
Us in the office, much less the combined might of the National Security Agency, the FBI, and the apparatus of government. Nobody's going to volunteer for that. Nobody's going to sort of take this as a precedent. It's going to open floodgates. But there's one thing that I would hope he understands, and I think based on his recent statements, he does. He said that my actions and this journalism raised legitimate concerns. We're living in a time today where journalism is occurring in an environment of an extraordinary threat. And as official sources of information for the American citizen, the American voter, begin to dry up, confidential sources, the sources upon which the best journalism has always relied, people in government.
What's up, boss lady? What's up, broken heart? This is Lindsay's car. She created, and she's driving. That's not me driving. I I just thought I'd put that out there and let y'all see what she did. I told her not to get a foreign car. You'd be a lot faster if you got a Chevrolet. She had to start off career mode with this car, so whatever floats her boat, I guess. Nice to see you again, boss lady. Thanks for coming. I wasn't expecting to come for Thanksgiving again, but I had a lot of people sending me messages on Facebook wanting me to come in, and they wanted to see some more. I had nothing else to do, so yeah, sure. And this is, by the way, the other advisor that's been working with us, boss. His name's Edward Snowden. He's ex-NSA, and he's bringing down the government, the NWO.
Who know the reality of what's actually going on, particularly when the operations of government start to go out of bounds, are critical now. And this is America. When something goes wrong, don't we want somebody to stand up and say something about it?
Mm-hmm. Are you saying it's particularly important in a Trump administration or in a Republican-controlled Washington?
I don't think it's about party. I don't think it's about person. I do think the incoming president has definitely said he plans.
Anybody that is out there and you liking the real news that's not out there no more, please like, share, and subscribe, because I'm telling you right now, if you don't like, share, and subscribe, China's going to beat your ass and win against y'all. They're already burning you out of your houses, California. They're already taking your land, Iowa. They're taking your land, Texas. It's not the government. It's China, because the government owns too much money and they're behind and they're in debt. I just thought you might want to know that, folks. That's why you're losing your land. And you just either fight back or let them collect. It's up to you. They're going to collect on your ass if you don't watch it, like they've been doing in California.
Break some furniture, right? He would be the last to deny this. And that means we need to be careful. That means we need to prepare.
Donald Trump tweeted about you in 2014, writing, "Snowden is a traitor. When our country was great, do you know what we did to traitors?" Meanwhile, his pick for CIA director, Kansas Congressman Mike Pompeo, has called you a liar and a criminal, and in at least one interview also called for your execution. What's your reaction?
I wonder when it is that he thinks America was great. Because if you remember what we did to traitors in 7.
You see why? You see why I don't like Donald Trump? He wants to take down freedom, guys. If you not notice that, he's a nationalist. He's not a United States of America. He's from Scotland. Obama is from another country. Y'all need to wake up. And fast. And furious. Because they killed Paul Walker, guys. They killed Paul Walker. And this is for Paul Walker. And we work for the people that's been killed for you. Because Paul Walker was going to stand up for y'all. But no. No, all you want to do is dislike, hate me, and hate the people that's doing the real news. The ones that you're watching, I want to give you a heads up, are tracking you. Ex-CIA is not. The NSA is. And CIA is. And CIA is Mark Fugel. Yeah, Paul Begley. All of them. Sheep, you're walking right into a trap. This girl went up to 3rd place in this foreign car. Not bad. By the way, if you're NASCAR fans in here, they're looking at 2 new manufacturers. They're looking at either Dodge, Mazda, and Nissan.
1976 and afterwards, we made them president. We're a country that was born from an act of treason against a government that had run out of control. Now, this is not to say that breaking the rules is something that should happen all the time. But we should always make a distinction that right and wrong is a very different standard than legal and illegal. The law is no substitute for morality, here or then.
Are you saying what you did was right?
I think
Or legal, or both?
I would not have done it if I didn't believe it was right.
But you would acknowledge it was illegal.
Well, he wouldn't have done it if America would have done everything right. He wouldn't have done it if he wouldn't have found out everybody was having sex with kids and partying and eating pizza and hot dogs with kids that needs to have a education first before they even have sex. See? Look at this. Look at this. Lindsay making it 3 wide on the outside. Wow. Good stuff, Lindsay. I did not know how good you did on this. You recorded it, but I didn't see it. Unbelievable. Good stuff.
I definitely would say it's pretty sketchy there. But look, every act of progression in our nation's history has involved tension with law. Whether it was the abolition of slavery, whether it was the enfranchisement of women, whether it was the birth of our nation, laws were broken. And that's because the laws were wrong.
That's right.
There is a lot of talk out there, including among top-ranking intelligence officials, that Vladimir Putin may hand you over to the United States as a goodwill gesture.
That's wrong, because Vladimir Putin is pissed off at the government for doing the stuff they're doing with the kids. Sorry, guys. The kids are number 1 in Russia's book. That's why the Vatican's about to go down, Europe is about to go down, and the United States of America, well, United States not, Babylon is going down, folks. You better get ready, folks, because Magog is about to put their hooks into the United States and knock out the lights in your power, because you didn't care about these kids. You left them in their cars. You left them in a hot car and burned them up and killed them. You shot them. When you shot other people, you're a piece of shit, drug addict, piece of crap, men that don't even care about their kids anymore, and the women. How dare you to leave your kid at a swimming pool and you're on the damn phone with some junkie man? Got news for you. I got news for you. Martial law is coming for all you. I promise you. And no, it won't be Donald Trump's martial law or Obama's martial law. It will be Vladimir Putin, ex-NSA Edward Snowden, and ex-CIA Kevin Ships. It's not going to be yours. Yeah, well, I hate ICP. Ain't he the one that says fuck the South? Huh? Putin is the man. Putin is the United States president. How about that? There's nothing you can say about it either.
To the Trump administration. How concerned / nervous are you about that possibility?
I'm actually kind of encouraged.
Encouraged?
For completely different reasons. It wasn't so many years ago that people were saying, this guy's a Russian spy. But countries don't give up their spies. And if my recent criticism of the Russian government's internet policies, criticisms of their human rights records, have been so severe that even my greatest critics in the intelligence community are now saying, oh yeah, he's a liability, they want to get him out of there, that's a vindication. The fact that I'm independent, the fact that I have always worked on behalf of the United States, and the fact that Russia doesn't own me. In fact, the Russian government may see me as sort of a liability.
So you wouldn't mind if Putin extradited you and said, here you go, President Trump?
Well, who wouldn't? I mean, that would obviously be something that would bother me. That would obviously be something that would be a threat to liberty and to my life. But what I'm saying here is that You can't.
This is Lindsay Poor again, by the way. I guess you noticed that when you see pink. I only run pink cars unless it's October and it's breast cancer awareness.
Have it both ways. You can't say this guy is a bad guy who's like a Russian tool or something like that. At the same time, you say he's going to be traded away. What I'm proud of is the fact that every decision that I made, I can defend.
Another option for you is a plea deal. What can you tell us about the ongoing conversations between your legal team and the Justice Department?
Well, I can't get into any confidential legal conversations. What I can say is what's been made public so far, which is that I've only ever had a single condition for returning to the United States, volunteering to go to court, and very likely to prison. And that's that the government guarantee a fair trial, an open trial, where they don't try to control what I can say and what the jury can hear.
I thought it was free. They can do whatever they want to say. It's free speech, United States. But they want to take down the people that wanted to stop their pedophilia. Do you know who owns, do you not know who works and made the CEO of Anonymous and WikiLeaks? Do you not know? These men right here that walked away from the pedophile government that I'm working with. And they haven't arrested me. So, sounds like Katie Couric, I think that's Katie Couric, is another fake story. That's what I'm trying to get at for y'all, folks. You've been watching some fake news. He is the real deal. But Katie Couric keeps on asking some stupid questions and he keeps on playing her hard. I think it's funny.
Never agreed to this, and in fact, even though we've made that our grounds, they've responded with only a single promise, and that's they say, we won't torture you.
You believe you'll be able to get a fair trial in the United States?
It's not possible to get a fair trial under the laws with which I've been charged.
The Espionage Act of 1970.
Okay, a fair trial? We didn't even get a fair trial with Tupac. That's why Tupac said, fuck you, and he got the hell out. Wake up, folks. Like, for instance, if now and here in Alabama, if you don't have insurance on a running car that's in the garage or in the driveway, you get fined. Yeah. And guess how you get the ticket? Y'all wanna guess? A drone. A drone looks at the ticket or looks at the tag and sends it back to the city hall. Y'all don't understand. Who do you think's doing the water bills now? And the digital thing? Who do you think's doing that? The New World Order. That's what's so cool about this. So I just want you to know that before you think you know everything. Because you don't. You don't. That's why I'm here to give you the information that Edward Snowden gives me, Kevin Shipp gives me, and it's been in the world of the bottom of the beast, and now they're out because they got poisoned, lied to, got screwed over. When you get screwed over the government, guess what? It's time to fight for the people. And that's what we've been doing. I've been doing this for 4 years. Actually longer than that, I just haven't never been on YouTube or on Facebook. I did it on NASCAR Online Gaming. They didn't realize what I was saying. That it was going to come. They pretty much, if you want to know the truth, NASCAR Online Gaming started bullying the kids, and that's another reason I started my YouTube channel. And that was the end of trolling, and that was the end of bullying. I'm the one that ended it. Every one of them, and they know it, and that's why they're back at me all the time trying to start shit with me and trying to screw my channels up, and it's not even working. It's not. It's never going to. The only thing you're going to be is in prison for bullying, because it's not called trolling no more. It hasn't been called trolling since 2012. Go look it up.
You're referring to.
That's correct. This is a law which prohibits an individual who's charged with this crime from telling the jury why it is that they did what they did. This is fundamentally against the idea of a fair trial. If you can't explain yourself to the jury, why have a trial at all?
How much prison time would you be willing to serve?
I don't put a number on it. Instead, I look at it from a very different perspective. We're going into a world, again, we're here now, where whistleblowers are more important than ever.
That's right.
What kind of a message would I be sending if, in perhaps the most responsible case of modern whistleblowing?
And if you don't know bullies and trollers, I'm a whistleblower. So blow on that one.
That we have now, where no clear harm has occurred that's been demonstrated by evidence, but clear public benefits have occurred. The President of the United States himself said, this conversation, started by the NSA revelations, started by me, has made us stronger as a nation. Congress passed the first significant reforms to U.S. intelligence laws in more than 40 years. The courts themselves found the documents that I revealed showed unlawful and likely unconstitutional activities on the part of the government. Given all of that, given how much we benefited, if I go to prison for the rest of my life, what's that going to do for the next person who sees something illegal, who sees something unconstitutional? We may be the only one who can do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea Manning is serving 35 years in prison. Why shouldn't you?
I think the right answer to look at here is why is
Chelsea's dead now. They killed her. Chelsea Manning is dead. She died a couple of years ago. I will tell you this. It was the Clintons. The Clintons killed her too. And the funny thing is, Chelsea Clinton needs to be in prison for killing kids. Because she's already talking about killing kids. Abortion is killing kids, and she needs to be going for murder. And why is Trump not got her yet? It's because they're together. Y'all need to wake up, folks. Seriously. You don't wake up, you're going to end up in a FEMA coffin. Not in a FEMA camp. You ain't going to have a chance. A FEMA coffin, because they're going to blow your head off in front of the house. You're not even going to make it to a FEMA camp. Because they don't even speak English. It's the UN and China's going to come in here and whoop your ass. And who's gonna save you, since you don't want my help and don't want everybody else's help? Nobody. Nobody but us. You better jump on the train. And I'm not talking about the Trump train either. The anonymous train.
5 years. Is this a just sentence? This is an individual who revealed unambiguous war crimes. There are some arguments that say she went too far. Maybe she released too much. But what we know now is that information was released in 2009. We're now in 2016. And with each passing year, it gets harder and harder to demonstrate any real harm that came as a result of these disclosures. But the benefits are clear. She's tried to take her life twice this year. Has she not suffered enough?
Potentially, what would a plea deal look like for you?
I'm not actually sure because I'm not a lawyer. But the idea here is when most people who are involved in government or in the intelligence community are involved in some sort of case where the government goes, this person was acting in good faith. They were trying to do right by the American people, but they did break the law. No charges are ever brought, or they're brought very minimally. Perhaps the best known case in recent history here is General Petraeus, who shared information that was far more highly classified than I ever did with journalists. And he shared this information not with the public for their benefit, but with his biographer and lover for personal benefit. conversations that had detailed information about military special access programs that's classified above top secret, conversations with the president and so on. When the government came after him, they charged him with a misdemeanor. He never spent a single day in jail, despite the type of classified information he exposed. When we had the most senior intelligence official in the United States, General James Clapper, who lied to the American people and all of Congress on camera, under oath, in the Senate, in a famous exchange with Ron Wyden.
Does the NSA collect any type of data?
James Clapper, by the way, is another pedophile that needs to die. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Him and Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, Obama, the Clintons, the Bushes, all of them had sex with kids on Jeffrey Epstein's island. I want you to know that right now. And they're trying to legalize it in 6 months. Over our dead bodies. You really think the White House is going to last after that? Watch. All moms and dads will be blowing them up.
All on millions or hundreds of millions of Americans.
No, sir.
It does not.
Not wittingly. There are cases where they could inadvertently, perhaps, collect, but not wittingly.
He wasn't even charged. But giving false testimony to Congress under oath, as he did, is a felony. It's typically punished by 3 to 5 years in prison.
Are you suggesting there's a double standard between high-ranking officials and lower-level employees such as yourself?
I'm not sure I'm suggesting it. I think everyone's aware of it. We have a two-tiered system of justice in the United States, where people who are either well-connected to government or they have access to an incredible amount of resources get very light punishments.
The House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence conducted a 2-year investigation into your actions. In a letter to President Obama, wrote, quote, "He's not a patriot, he's not a whistleblower, he's a criminal." What's your reaction to that characterization?
I would say it's funny how quickly the president himself distanced himself from this report in his recent remarks, saying that Mr. Snowden raised legitimate concerns. But in direct response to this report, I won't actually.
No, Mr. Obama, and you're not the president anymore, and you never will be. You are a criminal. You've killed Middle East people. You killed people at a wedding party. You are a murderer. You killed Paul Walker. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. And I don't know why they're still letting you stay out here. But I promise you this. I promise you this. You show back in the White House, the end is near for you because there's a lot of Marines militia.
3-time Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, one of the most respected in the United States, Martin Gelman, the Washington Post, who has seen the material that I turned over and knows that, in fact, that was not true. He found that 4 out of the 6 claims that the Intelligence Committee made in this report were verifiably false. He had the evidence to show this. The 5th one was specious at best, and the 6th was that I faked a sick day when I was trying to get out to meet with journalists, which, let's be real, I am completely and totally guilty of. He said the report was not only inaccurate, not only incurious, but trifling.
Admiral Mike Rogers, the director of the NSA, told Yahoo News this year that your disclosures accelerated a move by terrorists to encrypted communications and made it easier for them to plan attacks like the one in Paris without being detected. He said, quote, "No one should doubt for 1 minute there has been an impact because of your disclosures."
It's funny that he says that because he's also said on the record to journalists that when he looks around, the sky is not falling. The NSA's operations have not been significantly hindered, and they're still very much in business. Moreover, we know for a fact at this point that the Paris attackers were not using encrypted communications, and in fact were using simple burner phones of the type that drug dealers were using back in the 1990s.
Mm-hmm.
Even if there is not any specific concrete evidence that your actions aided terrorists, there's also no specific concrete evidence that they didn't. And even Barton Gellman, the reporter you just mentioned, one of the journalists with whom you share classified documents, said, quote, "I do not share the view of some of his fans that he did no damage at all." Can you at least acknowledge that damage might have been done as a result of your disclosures?
I don't agree with him in that regard. What I will say is this. Whenever we're talking about damage without evidence, this is an intentional effort to change the conversation from the concrete harms of these programs that violated the rights of every man, woman, and child in the United States and people around the world, and instead talk about the theoretical risks of journalism. What Barton Gellman was acknowledging there was that, yes, it's possible that officials could have been embarrassed by this. Reputations could have been damaged by this. And the intelligence community considers this to be a matter of national security. But I would argue there's more to national security than reputation.
But aren't we talking, in fairness, more than simply reputations or being embarrassed? Virtually every U.S. security official, current and former, agrees that these disclosures made it more difficult to track the movements of organizations like ISIS and other terrorist groups.
I don't agree with that. Now, of course, it's reasonable to presume that these things could happen. Terrorists read the newspaper, too. But I'll tell you, terrorists already knew the NSA was coming after them. And what we saw in the newspaper wasn't anything that they didn't already understand. What was revealed in the newspaper was only a surprise to Americans and ordinary citizens.
How many documents were provided to journalists?
This is a good question, but I have to say, remember, I am still under active investigation, so I can't answer FBI-style questions on camera.
Because the number has ranged from 50,000 to, as you said, 1.5 million. You can't give us any idea?
What I can tell you is the journalists, and there are several of them, have consistently said the government's numbers are ludicrous overestimates.
You also revealed to a reporter at the South China Morning Post that the U.S. was conducting surveillance of people and organizations in China. Why did you do that? And wasn't that a violation of U.S. security and national interest?
I don't think so at all. The type of surveillance that we were talking about was not of the Chinese government. It was not about the Chinese military. It was not about any valid intelligence targets. This was about civilian infrastructure, hospitals, universities that had been digitally hacked and compromised by the United States that caused a real threat to life. Now, it's not to say the U.S. shouldn't engage in any hacking, but when we start hacking hospitals, this is something that we as a public need to decide if it's a step too far.
You're not anti-surveillance writ large, are you?
Absolutely not. If it's specifically targeted, if it's authorized by the court, based on a showing of probable cause that the judge says, look, we think this person is up to no good. You've shown evidence that they're up to no good. Go after them. That's how it should be done.
I asked about that interview because there's speculation there was some kind of quid pro quo with China. You give us information, you can come to Hong Kong.
Well, let's be clear here. I never provided any information to China. The journalist in question was an Australian.
Working for the South China Morning Post.
They're a freelancer, but yes.
So working for a publication in China.
Oh, I knew them as an Australian journalist. I didn't know their outlet.
So you didn't even know that it was going to be in a newspaper in China?
I knew it would be in a newspaper. I didn't know what newspaper. This was not my concern.
What about this notion of a quid pro quo, that people think there was some kind of under-the-table deal?
Well, it's clear that's not the case, because if it had, I would have stayed in Hong Kong.
You arrived in Hong Kong on May 10th, 2013, met with journalists Glenn Greenwald and Laura Poitras on June 1st. There have been some questions about where you were and what you were doing during those 10 days before you met with those journalists.
I was in the Mirror Hotel waiting for those journalists. What people sort of miss in this conspiracy theory, it's only held by a few people, is that the journalists weren't able to immediately travel. They had to talk to their newspapers, get permission, they had to get legal backing, they had to get funding, and get their institutions on board to actually travel to Hong Kong.
What were you doing during those 10 days, Ed?
Waiting for them to come. I was in the hotel room the whole time.
In Citizen 4, the tension of those moments in Hong Kong is palpable. You're seen going through a series of security rituals, unplugging phones, covering your head as you type passwords into your computer. You seem keenly aware of a target being on your back. Could you describe those days for us before you went public, what that was like?
You know, it's those moments. It's actually difficult to watch them on film because the pressure, the stress was so great that I was almost in a fugue state. You lose your emotional affect. You can't be as high or as low as you normally are. You're only focused on one thing, and that's the mission.
Before you left Hong Kong, I know you went to the Russian embassy. Can you tell me why and what you did there?
No, there's a crazy conspiracy theory out there that I was a Chinese spy when I was in China. I'm a Russian spy when I'm in Russia. They say, I'm partying in the Russian embassy, having birthday parties. It's completely wrong. And this is the reason why that wasn't a newspaper report that was carried around the world. Somebody raised this as a conspiracy theory and nobody could confirm it because it didn't happen.
After you were granted asylum in Russia in August of 2013, you issued a statement through WikiLeaks criticizing the Obama administration for showing no respect for international and domestic law in Russia. Do you believe Russia has more respect for international law than the United States?
No, and I think this is kind of a false choice here. You're saying who's worse, who do you want to beat up on? Are you going to condemn the United States? No. The United States does wonderful things for human rights in many areas around the world, but we have
I'll say it. Russia's better than the United States.
to remember that nobody's perfect. Russia has a very poor human rights record in many areas, but when they can do something good,
Russia don't get rid of their food stamps to their kids. Your government does. The United States of America does. See where I'm coming from, folks? And the only reason they wanted to get rid of the food stamps, folks, so they have more money to party with. I'm going to be honest with you. Why do you think Donald Trump is in there? He wants a piece of that pie too. He's not there for you. He's there for him. He's there for his family. And his family's going to backstab him in the back. Just watch. Get ready. You're going to be shocked who takes down Trump. Just watch the movie You're Next. Because it's going to just look like that movie.
when they can actually stand up for the rights of a dissident, shouldn't...
Let's just say I already know who's going to take down Trump and take down Obama. Yes, both presidents are going down. One president is going to fake his death. The other one is going to get shot in the side of the head. Just thought you might want to know that. Let's just say a Russian agent is beating on them right now.
We applaud them. It's very easy nowadays for a Chinese dissident or a Russian dissident to get asylum anywhere in the world, right? Doors are open everywhere. But I applied for asylum in 21 different countries around the world, all throughout Western Europe, countries like France, like Germany, like Norway, like Sweden. And every time they got close to saying, yes, let's grant this man asylum, phones would ring in the government from the Vice President of the United States, from the Secretary of State, saying, if you protect this man, regardless of whether it's right or wrong, regardless of whether it's lawful or unlawful, we will take some retaliatory action. Should we applaud that? That doesn't mean the United States is some human rights monster, but we should recognize on a case-by-case basis that sometimes we can do right and sometimes we can do wrong.
Can you see the irony in you, the poster child for civil liberties and privacy, finding sanctuary in a place that has little respect for either?
Absolutely, but let's again look at this. I have been a tireless advocate for the expansion of Russian internet freedoms since I've been in Russia. Russia recently passed what's called the Yarovaya law. Colloquially, it's called the Big Brother law. It's an internet surveillance law. I said on passage, it was a dark day for all Russians. It was taking money from the average Russian citizen. It was narrowing the scope of their rights. This is a wound on Russian society. And believe me, that's unlikely to win me any friends in Russian government. But it's something that needs to be said.
I know that you have said you did not provide any documents or share any intelligence with the Russian government, but I want to ask you about something that was published last June where a member of Russia's parliament publicly conceded that you did in fact share intelligence with the Russian government. What did you make of that?
I'm really glad you asked that because this is a broadly misreported point. This individual didn't actually say that. It's a mistranslation based on an NPR report where this individual in Russian said, let's be frank, I think they were speculating that Russia's services would of course approach me and that I would share information with them. It didn't happen. I've never shared information with Russia's intelligence services.
Let me ask you about Vladimir Putin. Have you ever met him?
I have not met Vladimir Putin. This is kind of a surprising thing. I mean, in the United States, the number of people who meet the president is pretty limited. He's a busy guy. He's got a lot going on. But people seem to think that I'm going ice skating with Vladimir Putin in Red Square, every weekend, or riding polar bears over the tundra. Yeah.
I want to be honest with you. He don't even know where he lives, guys. He lives in Russia, but he's only in Russia because Russia is like more free than the United States. I want y'all to know that right now. Before you even think, you mean this guy's never met Putin? No, he hasn't. He is a hermit, folks. He don't go in or out. He don't do nothing. He dine in all the time. He hires women to cook and clean his house. And he works. That's it. He works on giving you the information to give me to give y'all. See, I'm not the only one out there though. There's a couple more people out there, but there's not that many out there because they're all disappearing. And I tried to tell them to go to gaming and get out the real news. I even tried to get some of the NASCAR online drivers to do it. Nope. They don't got the balls like I do. Don't got the balls to pass me on the outside in turn 4 at Darlington. Hope y'all enjoy my cars, guys.
No, I've never met the Russian president. I have no intention to.
Do you have to be careful what you say about him, given that this country has provided you sanctuary?
I don't know if I am supposed to. I haven't done a very good job.
You have been critical of him, haven't you?
I have. Some people live very careful lives.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
I haven't done a very good job at that. If safety was my number one priority, I never would have left Hawaii. I would still be working at the NSA, making an extraordinary amount of money for very little work, violating Americans' rights. No one would know what's going on today. And yes, I'm never going to live a completely stable life. Even if I'm pardoned, even if I return to the United States, there are a lot of people who will disagree with the decisions that I made. But I'm comfortable with them. I realize that the laws of the United States have been changed for the better as a result. The President of the United States, for the first time in our history, has provided privacy protections to people who aren't American citizens as a result. The courts and Congress are finally at least starting to play the role that they were intended to play. No matter the cost, I can be happy with that.
You have said that you raised concerns about excessive NSA surveillance with 10 superiors and colleagues, but only one email has been made public, one to a lawyer at the NSA with a legal inquiry critics say had nothing to do with releasing these documents. If you attempted to go through the proper channels, Ed, or at least reached out to colleagues, why didn't you save those communications as evidence?
Well, this is a really good question, right? Because it's one of those that seems like, why doesn't he have this? First off, I'm not an email administrator, so I didn't have access to everybody's email. But these aren't things you put in writing at NSA. Saying, I think the NSA is breaking the law, I think maybe this program is violating the Constitution, is a career-ending move. And the people that I talked to first, my supervisor said, hey, we can talk about this, but you shouldn't rock the boat, and don't write this down.
Why haven't you given any names to corroborate the fact that you did in fact try to go through the so-called proper channels?
Because if I did that, they would end the careers of these individuals, right? If these individuals spoke on their own without waiting for me, they would go to jail. But there's a broader point here, and this is the idea that proper channels work, that they exist, that they are available. The whistleblower process is fundamentally broken in the intelligence community. It can be said that there is no such thing at all. The proper channels are really a drain into which people, concerns, and cares are flushed.
In 2014, Glenn Greenwald, one of the journalists with whom you worked, said, quote, "The most shocking and significant stories have yet to be reported." Are there still bombshells in this cache of documents that have still not seen the light of day?
I was very careful when I came forward again to make sure that I never revealed a single secret. This, I believe quite strongly, is the role of free press in our society. This is why the First Amendment is first. They're charged with making these decisions about what we should know, when, and how. They should contest the government's monopoly on controlling information, particularly in classified spaces. So I'm not going to say if there's something else coming or when. But I will say this. In 2013, before this started, the idea that the government was collecting records of every phone call in the United States was a conspiracy theory. It's not anymore.
Some Americans might say, hey, we appreciate your shedding light on this, but for us, security...
We all appreciate what he's done. He's a hero. The other government, the United States, are nothing but shills. And they're garbage. And they're the fear-mongering assholes. I asked my cousin, I said, what you think about Donald Trump? He said, I voted for him. I said, that's not what I'm asking. I said, what you think about Donald Trump? He says, well, I thought he was going to be a good person. I said, y'all sound just like the ones that voted for Obama. See, y'all all been played. Y'all are all hook, line, and sinker, and you thought they were going to be God. Have you not noticed the picture, guys? The only man that's going to save you is the man upstairs. Have you not know how they set this thing up for y'all? You will very, very soon. I promise you. I promise you. The sign will be when Pelosi turns into the Speaker of the House. And when Pelosi is the Speaker of the House, and then Donald Trump and Mike Pence disappears out of nowhere, going underground, and they say they're dead. Guess who the president is? The third person. The Speaker of the House. You need to wake up because it's all set up. George Soros is smiling and laughing at you right now because he owns you and controls you because you don't want to work and you don't want to fight. The funny thing is, the end is near for all you naysayers. Do you? Do you realize that? Your naysayers are going to be nothing but history. I promise you. Your pawpaw and mama won't even be saving you. You're going to be crying like a baby. All of y'all are. I'm glad I'm scaring the shit out of you because I'm an actor from Sloss Fright Furnace. And I'm here to wake your fucking ass up.
And thwarting a terrorist attack is more important than privacy.
This is, a very common sort of throwaway argument from people who are just trying to avoid talking about the topic too much. They say, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. Why do you care? They don't think about the origin of that quote, which is literally a piece of Nazi propaganda from Joseph Goebbels. This is not to say the NSA are Nazis. They're not the Stasi. These are good people doing bad things for what they believe are good reasons. Privacy is the foundation of all other rights. I would say arguing that you don't care about privacy because you have nothing to hide is no different than saying you don't care about free speech because you have nothing to say.
What is the best thing, in your view, that came from these revelations?
Before 2013, I think Americans all felt something was changing, but they couldn't quite put their finger on it when it came to policy, particularly this idea of counterterrorism. We heard terrorism, we're trying to keep you safe over and over again. But it seemed that these programs weren't actually keeping us safe.
Nope.
We didn't know it at the time, but the NSA was tapping every phone in the United States, and yet it didn't stop the Boston Marathon bombings.
Yep.
We were collecting all of the internet communications as they crossed the border and saw if something was going on.
Your government started the Boston bombing. Your government did the Oklahoma bombing. Your government did the 9/11 bombing. Your government killed the people in Oklahoma. Your government did the Missouri riots. Your government killed the people in Orlando. Your government killed the people in the Middle East. Your government did the, how do I say this? Started history and wasn't even real. The only thing that's real is us. That's the funny part. We are almost done on this, folks. We got about 9 more minutes. No? Yeah, no? Excuse me, I'm sorry. 6 more minutes left, and I'm going to let y'all go. I know y'all are not interested in this. I'm getting messages on my email telling me that y'all are not interested. Y'all are not sharing or liking or subscribing. So, yeah. When I disappear, I will be on another channel, not even talking. Y'all subscribe to that channel. Y'all doing a great job. And y'all sharing to that one. But with me talking, I've noticed this. With me talking, you don't want to hear the truth. You want to hear it from a computer or a machine or another person that's leading you into the fame account. I'm getting you ready for a fight. You either put up or shut up, because it's coming, guys.
But these were not the things that thwarted terrorist attacks. The things that were effective, the things that worked, were the methods that we always used. Traditional, good old-fashioned police work. The cop on the street who saw someone acting suspiciously.
Human intelligence.
Exactly. Our founding fathers said, he who would sacrifice essential liberty for a little temporary safety deserves neither and won't get them either. This is very much what we are waking up to. The idea that in many ways the public has lost their seat at the table of government as an equal partner.
I know your residency permit runs out in 2017. If it's renewed, are you prepared to live in Russia for the rest of your life? And what are your other options if it's not renewed?
This is actually not my first foreign posting on behalf of the United States. When I worked for the CIA, I was in Switzerland. When I worked for the NSA, I was in Japan. The way I look at it, this is just more of the same.
I know you do. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the fuckheads that's fucking with our channel right now. They're the ones that's going to die first. Okay? There's people that hates me for kicking their friends off years ago when I worked for bully.org. And now I'm working for myself. They hate me because I shut down the pedophilia on NASCAR Online. Because they wanted it. They wanted to have sex with your kids, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. And I stopped it. See, there's something you don't know about me. There's some history against these NASCAR Online drunk, drug motherfuckers. That I kicked them off for a reason. And they're back. And they think that I don't know it's them. I know everything. I've got ESP, remember that. I don't have to get all my information from NSA, ex-CIA. Why do you think I knew all the hurricanes were coming in 2 weeks before? Because I have situations that I can see things before it happens. I seen Pelosi being the president. I even seen Maxine Waters being the president. How about that one, folks? Your founding fathers. Just like in the movie Purge.
It's a very different situation, and I didn't choose this particular posting. But look, if this is the best way I can serve my country, I'm looking forward to doing it.
Lindsay Mills, your girlfriend, moved here in 2014. How is she adjusting to her life here in Russia?
You know, it's surprising how adaptable people are. It's not easy living in exile for anyone. You know, it's not the place where you belong. It's not a language that you studied in advance. It's tough to figure out how to make a new life. But she is an incredible person because I signed up for this. I knew what was coming. I was volunteering for these risks. I couldn't tell her in advance because if I did, the FBI would treat her as an accomplice. They would try to put her in prison instead of me.
You basically said, I'm not going to be home when you get back.
Yes. And I mean, imagine that. It probably makes me the world's worst boyfriend. But she didn't hate me for it. In fact, she seemed to love me more because she knew me before I had a job. She knew me before I was making good money. And she cared about me then. And as I climbed the ladder, as I gained all these clearances, as I became a much more senior and successful individual,
I'm going to give you a heads up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just like him. I've got women that's in love with me right now, but I'm not in love with them because I'm in love with what I'm doing for y'all. I'm in love with not getting my heart broken anymore. I'm in love with doing my game designs and giving you the real news because, like I said, if you've not noticed, your ladies and gentlemen that has been giving you loads of garbage is getting kicked off for a reason because they've been lying to you all along, just like CNN. Anybody that shows ABC, CNN, CBS, ABC, all of them, Fox, NBC, all of them, folks. If any channel that you're watching plays that, they're fake news too. Remember that, folks. Remember what I just told you. They're the Mockingbird News Media, and they are the CIA. Remember that. Marfugel does it too. All of them do it. Even Stony Stone. Even and the biggest world's worst is Earth Watch. BP Earth Watch. They're all the same. So you remember that. If you see anybody that's doing showing fake news on YouTube, you know they're fake. And you know I'm real.
She cared about me just as much, but when I lost it all, when I gave it all up, because I saw something wrong, something I believed needed to be said, she said she just fell in love with me all over again. And I can never thank her enough for that.
What do you miss most about the United States?
Family. Arrangements. And
when you look back at the last 3 years, was it worth it?
Absolutely. I would do it again.
No regrets?
No regrets at all.
People listening to this might think, are you kidding? No regrets?
Well, I do have to deal with some tough interviews now, but honestly, I'm glad we can have these conversations, and I hope that we work to make an America that never loses the opportunity to do this. Look, journalism is a hard job. I understand that. And I think it's clearer now than perhaps ever before that if we don't make sure that sources and journalists can have these conversations, and not outside borders where you've got to fly around the world to have it, but at home, before we get to this point where it's such a problem, we're losing a lot of what makes us great.
Do you think you'll ever be able to convince people who have very little sympathy for you, who don't believe you should be walking around a free man, but instead you should be in prison? What do you say to those people who just do not understand your point?
She keeps on asking the same stupid question. Same question. That's why I hate fake news. They keep on asking the same questions like you're in a damn courtroom. No wonder we hate the press. No wonder Kurt Busch stepped on one of the press's feet. I hate his guts. Don't get me wrong, because he hit a woman. But I would have probably stepped on one of the press because I hate them. I hate their guts. It's their fault for us losing our freedom. I want y'all to know that right now. They keep on screwing up at all the false flags that they've done. Every one of them. They have failed. Even Weather Channel. When Mike Sedell looked like he was in a supposed to have been in a hurricane, and he wasn't even a hurricane. He was in a he was faking it because we had people behind him walking normal, and he looked like he was trying to hold his footing. Just giving you heads up, everyone. Y'all are all being played. You really think they're putting them people into harm's way? No. No. They're using green screens just like they did ISIS.
You.
I'm not going to ask them to trust me. I'm not going to ask them to believe in me, because I think Americans have had enough of people saying, trust us. That was the problem that got us here in the first place. But what I will say is, in 2013, it was pretty easy to say, we don't know what's coming. This guy probably took a lot of risks. This is really irresponsible. This is going to cause harm. But in 2016, these officials have had every opportunity to show evidence that harm came as a result, and they haven't. Do you really think if the government can show somebody was hurt, a program was damaged, we've gone dark and can't track dangerous people, they wouldn't leak that criticism? That wouldn't be on the front page of the New York Times by the end of the day. I don't think so. And I hope maybe in time you'll think the same.
Ed Snowden, thank you so much for spending all this time talking to us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
I wouldn't have said thank you very much. I would have said, get the hell out of my face, lady. And she's one of the elites, guys. She's the one that's going, look, all your news is going underground because they made so much money off of you, making fun of you, making you look like you're a clown. I'm going to close off to this, and I'm going to tell you this right now, folks. You need to wake up. Why do you think I'm out here? I care. I care. I'm working my rear end off on Thanksgiving. This is not my first, but my 5th video today, folks. I put 5 videos on 5 different channels. And then my boss put out one tonight, which it was great news. The NWO is trying to impeach Trump or kill Trump. Or Donald Trump's going underground. Anonymous put that out tonight. Brand new anonymous account is what she wanted to do, and that's fine. I need people out there that wants to work. She's not scared of dying either. And we need people out there like that. Because I'm telling you right now, you're going to die anyways if you don't fight back. I'm out, guys. This is Andrew Jackson signing out. I thought I would give y'all a special on some of the cars that I made and give you what Edward Snowden thinks and what's going on. People thought he was friends with Russia. They thought he hung out with Putin. We got it all situated. You're welcome, Jose. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the shows and the news you're giving me, Jose. Jose's helping me too. He's on my Facebook. And I thank the ones that's been donating. Thank you. You're welcome. It's not easy. It's not easy doing this. Trust me. I wish there was another way of doing it. I really do. But there's not no way. I knew this was coming 2 years ago. I'm doing it on gaming for a reason. If you don't like gaming, oh well. At least you're getting the news. I love you all. Y'all be safe. God bless.